नमस्ते दोस्तों। आप देख रहे हो स्कूल के बच्चों को कुछ अलग क्वेश्चंस है, टीचर्स को अलग क्वेश्चंस है, प्रिंसिपल और मैनेजमेंट को अलग क्वेश्चंस है। सो आज हम आपके सामने लाए हैं स्कूल टीचर जो डायरेक्टली बच्चों से कनेक्टेड है, और हमारी काउंसलर जो इतने सालों की एक्सपीरियंस काउंसलर है, जो बच्चों से बहुत क्लोजली काम कर रही है। तो उनसे पूछते हैं कि आज का बच्चों का सिचुएशन कैसा है। मीता जी, व्हाट आर यू ऑब्जर्विंग इन लॉकडाउन? क्या लग रहा है आपको, क्या चल रहा है?
Hello, nice to meet you all, Namrata. It is very difficult. It is a concern. It is life-threatening. So parents are but natural, full of anxiety. वैसे भी सर चलो ये लॉकडाउन नहीं था, उसके पहले भी कितनी एंजाइटीज थी स्कूल्स को लेके. See, the reason why we would send our children to the schools was only for the social integration. अब जब सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग ही है, जब किसी को छूना नहीं है, किसी से बात नहीं करना है, तो इट इज गोइंग टू बिकम अ वेरी बिग कंसर्न, नॉट ओनली फॉर द पेरेंट्स बट आल्सो फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स लाइफ. तो it is quite a very big concern, and I think we should have a debate on these kind of topics. Yes.
थैंक यू मीता।
Yeah.
ज्ञानेश सर, आपको क्या लगता है, व्हाट आर यू ऑब्जर्विंग, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग विद द चिल्ड्रन?
Uh, First of all, I would like to basically point out that today we are here to explore rather than predict, because I guess there are too many predictions going on. ऐसा होगा, वैसा होगा, ऐसा होना चाहिए. I guess we are here to explore because we are facing this situation for the very first time. It is a situation which is even worse than जो हमने वर्ल्ड वॉर में देखा हुआ है, जो अपने पेरेंट्स से सुना है. तो नई चीजें आएंगी, चेंज विल हैपन, एंड इन दिस सिनेरियो द पीपल हु आर कॉम्प्लेसेंट, जो मतलब ऐसे शांति से बैठे हैं कि हाँ ठीक है, हो जाएगा अपने आप, एवरीथिंग विल गो बैक टू नॉर्मल. I guess those are the ones who will get tagged as incompetent and really get pushed out of the race. And we really have to reinvent ourselves, the teachers, the students, and the parents, and even school managements will have to reinvent themselves, rethink what needs to be done. And if they are not sitting in a chair of, if they keep saying that I know what is to be done, I know what is to be done, and they do not take a position of let us find out what needs to be done, if we do not take this position, we will be in very deep trouble. And hence I guess right now, keeping your eyes and ears to ground and adapting to whatever changes comes, that is most important more than anything else.
Yes, sir. Ganesh sir, what you said was very important. What to do to take care of mental health of the children, Nita? Can you help us with that? Mental health कैसे ध्यान रखें हम?
Very nice question, Namrata. Actually, mental health of students, if you go to see, then it's really not good. You must have seen the rise of suicide also that's been taking place all over. It's not only pertaining to students in schools, it's also pertaining to the students in college area. What I'm looking at is that there is a travel issue, there is a lot of tension on, giving the subjects on time, tests on time, exams on time. There's so much of stress already on the students' head. And instead of this, can we teach them something different? Can we rather put attention, all the parents especially, I want you all to look at this, like giving them values, teaching them the sanskaras, making them valuable of, the nature, what we had, Surya Namaskar, really, valuing all these things. I believe that now it's a time when parents really have to give a lot of their quality time by introducing the children to all the different aspects, rather than just stick to this, rat race of going to the school and getting your memories and your skill works checked. I think it's more important to be more creative. Look towards subject which is more swadharma. Swadharma means something which is connected to your heart. Then, you will have this fire from your belly to go for it, passionate, like how I see Gyanendra. He's so passionate about his subject. I would prefer the children to find out what they are passionate about, rather than, stick to this. I mean, I've had lots of students, I'm sure that Gyanendra will agree, that geography, history, and math, I mean, all of them, all students will not have a liking for a particular subject. Yes, but we need to teach them the basics. But can they learn these on their own in a better environment?
Very nice, Meeta. Super. That's very insightful that everyone should start doing the self work and parents should now become the teacher when they are at home and teach them the right values. Jnanish sir, what do you say about this?
I think right now our focus needs to be on making academics more productive and more interesting for students. I guess it is at least right now our education system is at least 5, 6 generations old. We are doing the same thing over and over, the same assembly, the same periods, same type of oral and written examinations. If you look at it, the original school system was devised on a prison, a military school, and a place of worship. If you combine these three, what we get is a present school system. And I don't think that is a very conducive learning environment. What is needed is a true open-ended approach where you don't say A for apple. You say, बच्चे A या A से तुमने क्या सुना है? Let them come up with whatever they have heard around them, rather than sticking to a line like a horse where you have two flaps on two sides. You should be like a chameleon or an owl with a 180-degree, 360-degree view, and should be able to see the same problem from different perspectives, from different cultural perspectives, from different gender perspectives, from different age perspectives, from different geographical perspectives. If as a student you cannot look at it that way, अगर स्टूडेंट्स को वो सारे ऑप्शंस नहीं बताए, कल्चरली सेंसिटिवाइज नहीं किया, उन्हें एकेडमिक्स लाइफ से अलग है ये बताते रहे कि नहीं जो तुम स्कूल में पढ़ोगे वो रियल लाइफ में काम नहीं आएगा, या रियल लाइफ में जो है वो स्कूल में मत लाओ, जब तक ये डिस्टिंक्शन है तब तक एकेडमिक्स आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा. व्हेन योर एवरीडे लाइफ एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इन स्कूल, when they start overlapping, when a child can make sense of the mathematics which he is learning, when the child can make sense of the science principles which he is learning in standard 1 and standard 2 and see it outside for themselves, that is when true learning will happen. The disconnect between academics and real life is the biggest pain point for us right now, and when that gets connected, trust me, academics will not be a burden for the students. It would be a pleasure, and I am sure our the quality of education in our country and across the world, wherever education does not reach the peak, will definitely improve if this overlap is achieved.
Jnanish sir, you have given an amazing point that the way we can make academics interesting and combine what is happening in the real life. It's an amazing idea to make it and create it in a different, innovative, in the latest today's technique. Meeta, what do you think about the idea what Jnanish sir gave? What do you think about it?
It's a very good idea. Yeah. Hi, Namrata. It's a very good idea, and I really am for it, because I also look at it, Gyanendra, in a very different way. In the sense, if you're talking about the biology and the physiology, I would like to tell the students how to calm this inner physiology. It's so important how to live life rather than to mug up the biology. So I would combine these two into how to live life also. Even the physics, if you look at, in the physiology, if you look at how to make all this astrophysics and everything combined, I think students should be feeling, I want to learn. Where is that? It's missing. Students don't like to go to the school, and that also depends on the teachers. Teachers are also so stressed. We need to look at the stress and really help the teachers, students, everyone to become more settled inside, to become more calmer inside, to become more creative outside. I mean, what you are inside is going to show out, Namrata. And that's so important, we've stopped living life. Our students have unke bachpana छीन लिए हैं हम लोग ने उनसे. I mean, where are those days, where we would go for children picnic and they would see, I would prefer where, parents or teachers really take these kids outside and, expose them to these environments rather than just teach them and mug it up. And, we need to come out. We really need to change the educational system.
That's so true, Meeta. Jnanish, you think everyone will be ready for change? Like what you and Meeta have been speaking, it means that students should change, children should change, principals should change, everyone, like totally there's a change. So is everyone ready to change?
See, now post this lockdown, there are 3 scenarios which will emerge. One, remote learning, which is homeschooling or this kind of parallel schooling system will start. Second is modified on-campus learning, means you are going to school, but now the system in the school is modified. Social distancing, staggered lectures, staggered timing, and things like that. And third type would be hybrid or blended learning, where some students are in school, some students are home. On alternate days, the students who are at home, now they go to school, and the students who are in school stay back at home. These are the three types of systems which are going to originate. Now, these systems itself are so radical that if somebody says that no, I cannot manage change, then they will not be able to survive. Literally not be able to survive. So now change is not a quality which you need to gain for some future benefit. Change is right there in the face. Right now, if there is a forest fire behind you and there is a swimming pool in front of you, you cannot say, "Nahi, mujhe swim karne nahi aata, so I'll burn myself in the fire." I will have to jump. So right now, change is inevitable. It's not a choice anymore. Traditionally, content was more important. So the teacher's job was to deliver content. But right now, again, the teacher's job has shifted from a content giver, content which is freely available everywhere, from a content giver to more of a mentor, of a coach. The teacher needs to take care of the physiological and psychological needs more than just the information needs. Information is not a challenge anymore. So right now, our education system has always been like cover all the bases. First, check everything. This should be right, this should be right, this should be right. Only when all the bases are covered can we bring about a change. Now, don't let perfection be the enemy of innovation. Right now, if we try to wait for perfection, we will go nowhere. We'll have to try something. Some things might work, some things won't work. Things don't work, fine. Re-innovate. Have an agile approach towards change. Don't be like, this did not work, so I'll stop changing now. No, if one change does not work, we'll have to again change and make something else work. You cannot go back behind. Now this has become a one-way street. You keep moving forward, you keep going forward with whatever tools are available. You cannot crib about not having resource. You cannot crib about not having enough time. You cannot crib about anything. This is it, and now we are moving ahead. We are literally at a stage of war with our existing system. If we want to live the way we have been living, we need to reinvent ourselves or perish. So change is not a choice anymore.
That's very powerful thing what you told, Gyanesh sir, because the thing what you're telling that only change is constant and everything is going to change. So in this current scenario, when won't it be stressful for everyone to keep changing their environment, especially like we are so much used to our comfort zone, how stressful it is going to get to change the environment, Nita?
It is a challenge. But again, talking about this, Gyanendra really put up a very nice point. It's about change in the environment. And yes, Namrata, environment is bound to change. It is changing already. Aren't we? Aren't we facing the storms and the global warming and so many sudden changes? If you're not going to adopt yourself towards this, and what is more important to teach our children is how to now help the environment. These are the studies which we really need to teach these kids, every area. I think it's going to be difficult initially, maybe, but that's short-lived. Long-term is really going to help you. So there is a difference, the advantages and disadvantages are going to be there. It's going to be a little bit difficult to change so much. But I think the UGC and the educational system really need to now look at this and bring about a beneficial changes. For example, today itself, I saw, opposite my house, there were a lot of tree cutting. I would not call it trimming. I literally say they were chopping the trees off. Why? Because the society did not want anything falling on their cars which are parked. Which is what is more important to the environment or the cars. So, things like this really need to be changed now. The education system, the values of living, the natural life, the environment, the ecosystem, we really need to look at that. We are already late, but it's still not late to change, rather than going to the same retro system, where you have to ratto. I'm really not favoring of it. I mean, let me ask you one question, all of us in this panel. How many of you all really remember very good teachers in your school?
I love to point out over here, children remember the teachers for who they are rather than what they taught.
Yes.
So I really remember teachers who were being someone to me, who were personally taking interest in me rather than the
Absolutely.
excellence of teaching.
Absolutely. So you agree with me, Gyanendra, that you do not remember what they taught, but you remember them, some of them. Now, if you ask me, I will remember some of the beautiful teachers who really have had belief system in me. They really knew that I could do something. And I do not remember those teachers, but I do remember some of them who did not believe in me. You know, so teachers also carry a lot of stress, and they come onto the dais when they teach the children. We need them to also get better before they catch hold of other people. I'm sorry, yeah, that's it. But yeah, there is something also Namrata and Gyanendra, which I would like to share, and that is facing such challenges in schools, like facing teachers who are not very good to you, who are not humble to you, who do not understand you, who've been very strict or very sarcastic with you. It teaches you resilience also, which also I would want the children to learn today, because resilience is something that we really need to learn. So I'm not cribbing about what teachers, but I'm just trying to say that we would love to be with the teachers who are very passionate about the subject, who would be so creative and teach us the same subject in so many different ways. Yeah.
That is too much of insight, and it is really an eye opener, Meeta, what you have told. Very powerful, Gyanesh. Anything you will have to give a sign off note to the teachers and the parents and principals and the trustees? Any message you would like to give, both of you?
I guess I'm too insignificant to be able to address school teachers and institutions, but the only thing which I would like to really point out is it's a humanitarian challenge, and the solutions need to be humanitarian. So rather than focusing on profit, we need to look at a long-term upliftment of the society for the betterment of the society. So if everyone decides to contribute in whichever way possible, keeping personal selfishness aside, I'm sure we will come out of this better than how we walked into this one.
Very well said. Very well said. And I would also like to end this conversation by saying that this is a subject where we may have a lot of debate, where there could be two parents who are working and would not be able to handle this child alone in the house, who does not have any mentor, etc. and etc. There can be many challenges coming. But at the same time, I think our focus should be more on how to live life, even for the teachers as well as for the children and the students. And yes, maybe just 1 hour coming to the school and going back would be, we really need to work on this. We really need to work on this challenge. And I think it should be more healthy rather than anything else, because this COVID-19, etc., whatever's happening today, it could be storm, tomorrow it could be something else, the locust, I mean, what not is going to come. So it's as existential as a threat, as Gyanesh did share with us, and I agree with that. So we need to teach our students how to deal with it by remaining calm inside, and main is the life challenges, how to deal with it, the skills that we need, those are very important, rather than just teaching history, geography now. Yeah, which is important, I'm not denying that, but along with that, this is more important, how to live life.
Thank you very much, Meeta and Gyanesh, for sharing your personal experience in the current scenario, what's going on in education. This was really helpful from all the angles for everyone. Really appreciate your time for this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.